Feel free. So Ray Burke here, Spray Wash Exterior Cleaning, Spray Wash Academy, Spray Wash Pro. And I have got Mr. Nick Weissenberger, Power Wash Store of
East Iowa.
East Iowa.
Yep, and HydroClean. How you doing tonight?
I'm awesome, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. So you just made the big jump. You've been a career washer, and you're still washing, and you opened up a power wash store.
Yep, we started about let's see, was it last October? We opened it up, and we're still obviously doing our open house here with Agent Clean Solutions this coming March. Actually, at the end of March here, 27th.
That's the thing we want to talk about. Tonight is March 27 and 28, Walcott, Iowa. 8. That is going to be the Agent Clean Power Wash Store Extravaganza.
Always a good time.
Always a good time. You know, I made it to the one last year. I had never been to Iowa before, and it was
surprise.
Yeah, it's not necessarily. It's not exactly the place you stop by, and you're never in the neighborhood of Iowa.
Yep.
I always said, I always told Jacob, apparently, like outside of Iowa, if you go to the outskirts of any town in Iowa, there's a broken wagon wheel somewhere out there, because none of those settlers ever decided to stop in Iowa. Shit, the wagon broke. We're stuck here.
Where is Iowa exactly? Asking for a friend. Yeah, that's about it.
So whenever I went last year, and we did something really unique, and I was just honored that y'all invited me. We wound up having about 100 people there. Yep. Had it at the Agent Clean headquarters, and then we did a low country boil, which was really cool. We brought some Southern hospitality to those Midwest boys there with shrimp and crawfish, and
fantastic,
it was a really great experience, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great experience. We really enjoyed that. That was a nice social that we had, being able to, and we appreciated you cooking that for us too. Look forward to it again. So.
Absolutely, I do too. We're gonna same thing as on the menu, low country boil again. So,
yep, bring the beer.
Exactly. I'm gonna see if I can smuggle some crawfish on the plane this time. Maybe I can bring y'all some old fresh Southern crawfish.
That'd be great.
I'll put it in a cooler and label it body parts or something. Human tissue or something. I love one of the really coolest things in the world up there with at that place at the Agent Clean headquarters, is the chance to actually fellowship and sit down with one of the smartest guys in the industry. And I know he's very modest and you don't see him online a lot, but Andrew Snyder, being able to have that guy alone to yourself for 5 or 10 minutes and talking to him about business and about chemicals. Mm-hmm. That's just, I don't think people quite realize just what a special business he has, and just how intelligent he is in business. So
we're lucky to have him right here too. So.
Absolutely, that is a resource that y'all have, and just what he's done with Agent Clean and the line of chemicals there, and Nathan Redolph's his right hand man with Agent Clean has really stepped up over the past couple of years in education, and another smart cookie he has working for himself.
Yep, absolutely, and I know he'll be at the event as well. Speaking this year again. So
I saw a find my mouse. There it is. 2 monitors. I found you sent me the schedule earlier.
Yep. Yep.
And so we've got Friday, the dinner social, and something else we're going to mention on Friday, something earlier on Friday in just a second. But Saturday, we've got 8 to 9, we've got mixology. So Andrew and Nathan will be talking about proper chemical usage. You and Jacob are doing a class on window cleaning concepts.
Yep, we'll be talking about water-fed pole systems, traditional squeegee methods, how to implement that if you're only doing power washing.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over those things real quick.
Route work, anything talking about how to schedule route work, or is this going to be more just cleaning while you're there at the job?
We'll have a mix of everything. I think Jake is pretty good about being able to figure out the route stuff. He's a lot better than I am. Obviously, he trained me, so whether he knows that or not, or likes to admit that or not,
don't give him a big head. Don't give him a big head. You know, he just texted me. He said
it's gonna his
he
head's
said
gonna
Iowa that I can't actually repeat that on my text message here. So I see that Paul will be doing a service maintenance class on there. What's that going to be about?
I believe he's going to go over a lot of the reasons why we should always do maintenance on our machines, whether it's during our slow time or mid-season, to make sure that we stay up and running. So he's going to go over why and also how. So.
I mean, you know, you will be doing, contrary to popular belief, you will be doing maintenance on your machine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can either do it scheduled or unscheduled. And usually when it's unscheduled, it always tends to be at the absolute worst time possible. So I was talking to a young man the other day and yesterday, actually, and he said, well, we have 4 service trucks. He's like, so you run 4 service trucks? I said, no, I have 4 service trucks. I said, I run 3 service trucks. I have 4 service trucks because we keep a really tight schedule. And the reason we have 4 is whenever one goes down, they come back to the shop and pick up number 4 and go and use it, because I don't have time for downtime working on this machinery. And you know, it's a schedule killer. It's an absolute schedule, you know, ruiner whenever you have a machine go down, and especially, you know, if you're well, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a company like me that runs multiple service trucks, or if you're a single owner operator. If you're a single owner operator, and depending on every day's you know, take every day's profits to feed your family, you lose a day of profits, you're losing 1/5 of a weekly income there.
Absolutely. It's very important. So
I see that Nathan will be doing sales. Nathan's a pretty smart cookie at that too. I am going to do something called lunch. What are y'all doing for lunch? I know these Midwest guys like to eat, so this is a food-centric show.
Usually we have that guy from the western part of the state do pulled pork. I don't know if he's going to do that this time, but I think this one is kind of a surprise. I'll have to ask Andrew here in the next couple of weeks. So
I hear you.
So we'll know that here in the next couple of weeks what's going on with that.
And I'm doing something called Know Your Numbers. Know Your Numbers is that's a fun one. That really is. I mean, it's fun and depressing at the same time. If that makes any sense. But you know, we sit there and we take the benchmark of I want to be what kind of company? I want to be $100,000 a year company. I want to be a $250,000 a year company. And let's actually look and see what it's going to take to do that, because we can reverse engineer these numbers and say how much is our operating cost, how much is our you know, how much are we spending every day? How much of this do we want to keep? What's our tax bracket on here? And we can really then start and look and say, what do I need to do if I have this? If I have X number of money, I'm going to say 100,000 just because it's such an easy round number. If I want to make not gross, if I want to make $100,000, what do I need to do to make what do I need to do to make that $100,000? And we even get down to the point where we're saying I need to throw X number of flyers per day. If I have a response rate of 1% on my flyers, and my average return is $500, on a wash job, how many flyers do I need to go and toss out? And we start looking at numbers like that, and frankly, it gets kind of overwhelming whenever you see if that's the route that I want to go, flyers and door hangers with a 1-2% response rate. I've really got to get off my butt and start doing some stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I looked over your little PDF file that you sent me. What are some pointers that you can, without giving the class here, but what are some pointers that you can give to the guys that are going to be showing up and gals?
Always be working on your business so you don't have to work in your business.
That's a good one. I saw one in there that really kind of hit home to me, because when I first started, it seemed like it was something that I thought I was going to go out and take over the world. What's that? And that was, you're not going to get rich right away.
Right.
So
they call it building. They call it building a business for a reason. That Rome wasn't built in a day. I mean, we build our business block by block by block, and I have you learn what did work, what didn't work, what's good, what's bad, why we do things a certain way, why I'm going to start wash it from the top of the house down and out to the flat work. Why I'm going to not sign up with Home Advisor and give them an open-ended line of credit in my bank account. I mean, it's all the little stuff that you learn along the way. And I maintain that I could take my job, I could take my company and give it to somebody out there, to a newer person that's been in business for less than a year, and I would put money on it that they would fail within a year. Yep. Because they're just not prepared for what we do. And that's not saying that, my company's better than, it's just, it's a complex machine whenever it gets to this size. And people just need to understand that. So, and it's part of it. It's, life is a journey, not a destination. So enjoy the destination on there. Enjoy your salad days. Enjoy the building the business, because it's so awesome to be able to look back, 10 years from now and go, damn, I started with this POS and look where I am.
Yep.
I know I do that every day. I wish I could get that. I can't remember if it was a Homelight or a Troy-Bilt. I didn't take pictures of it back then because I was so embarrassed, but I wish I could get one of those again and find out what it was and just have one and have it sitting here in my office so I can look at it every day and say, yep, that was that's what I was doing. That was what I was washing with. That's what I literally built this company on.
I think Jake has my first washer.
Does he?
Somewhere, yeah. So.
Nice.
Yep. So. Yeah, made a lot of money with that thing. But
I see you're doing something on hide dusting that afternoon too.
Yeah, I have a backpack vacuum that I use for hide dusting. We're going to do some demos with that. Show how you can use it as an add-on service with your current clientele if they have, whether it's restaurants or as you can see, we're in my nightly account right now. We're at the fitness center working. It can be pretty much anything that has overhead areas that need to be dusted on a regular basis just to keep it looking good. So, fairly
Well, yeah,
easy
there's great
sell.
money in that. There's absolutely great money in the high dusting things, and I know that we've been called in to wash warehouses before. We've done a lot of warehouse interiors, and we basically sold them on a high dusting um, job instead of a wash down sometimes because of the complexity of it. Or it was just easier to go in there and hand wipe the rafters, dust them down with the vacuum cleaners, and than it was to actually go in there and try to wash them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You get absolutely great results with it.
Yeah, and I don't know how many of the companies out there that will be coming actually are doing restaurant work or are in restaurants. Restaurants actually at some point have to do it because otherwise that, there's becomes a sanitation issue. So it's good. It can be a nice little add-on, keeps you busy during the wintertime if you get slower. So look forward to talking.
One of my accounts, I about once every 18 months or so, I go into their kitchen. I pop down all of their acoustic ceiling tiles, and they're actually the plastic ceiling tiles in the kitchen, and we take them outside and we hot wash them. And it's ludicrous money for a night, but it's dirty, nasty, greasy, crappy work. But they have to have it done because the kitchen looks absolutely horrific if they don't do it about once every 18. That's the beauty of cleaning. There's so many things to clean. I mean, for all the complaints that we hear these days about, the cheap guys, the too much competition, too much this, we're giving away training, all that. I mean, bull crap. There's so much stuff out there to clean. Just open your mind up and look at it,
Yep.
And in fact, I'd rather get into some of the specialty stuff because it pays better.
Mm-hmm. It does.
It's a lot more interesting.
So,
A lot more interesting. Then I guess we're doing demos out there.
Yep, we'll be doing some demos. We're already coming into our spring. I hope it stays that way for us up here in the colder Midwest. So we'll be doing demos afterwards. I think last year we were able to have warmer weather as well. That was nice.
Mm-hmm. And there was no snow up there last year, so.
Nope. I think we actually demoed some X-jetting, downstreaming, number of things.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just, it's what I truly love about this business. I think Andrew Snyder X-jets everything, doesn't he? Unless he's doing a roof.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, and this is a man that has a company that well in excess of 7 figures, and he X-jets everything. There's not necessarily a right or wrong way to structure your company process. Why, I've always said that, my rules for it is at the end of the day, protect the property, protect yourself, and get paid. Those are really truly the only three rules. I mean, that there are in the industry.
Yep.
I met a guy through the PWNA in Pennsylvania, and I understand he does about $4 million a year, and he upstreams. Understand, technical washer guys, listen to me. He upstreams. He makes a mix. He puts it in his tank and at the shop in the mornings. Then he goes out and he sprays that mix out through his pressure washers. And there's people right now who are probably just their butts are puckering up, going, "Oh my God, you can't upstream. You can't spray bleach through a pressure pump." He does, and he's literally doing $4 million a year.
Yep.
Don't tell me you can't do it. You know what? And pump rebuilds are just a cost that he's figured in.
Yep. It's perspective.
For it.
Yep.
Sean Gross said, "More than one way to skin a cat." Mm-hmm. Absolutely, there is. Sean is 100% right on that. Gene saying, Everybody lives in or works at a place that needs to be cleaned at some point, not counting transportation. Yeah. Hell, Scott Stone, $20 million a year in bus stops. Bus stops. Just bus stops.
It's amazing.
It's freaking amazing whenever you sit there and start thinking about, what's out there. But yet and still, we're going to sit there and bitch and moan about the guy that's charging $99. Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's just, there's so much out there. I was actually in a South Georgia community today, about an hour and a half from me, doing a job for a bank. And, I know one person in particular who has just been a well-known critic of just, oh my God, I can't, he doesn't live far from there. And I just can't get work up here. These stupid, young guys are coming in here and just killing the market and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I just watched a really profitable flat work job in your market. There's jobs there. Trust me. They called me.
I see that everywhere too. Oh,
I know. It's funny. The quiet ones are out there making a living.
Yep.
Oh, Lordy. I see Jacob's running his mouth about some things. So
Chicken and cats and fitness centers. So
what's that?
Chicken, cats, and fitness centers. I see he's talking about over there.
Well, Jacob talking about food. That's amazing. Wouldn't think that would happen ever. So we'll have the demos, but now what you and I were talking about, and what Agent Clean Power Wash Store, a real neat thing, and this is going to be on the first day of the event. This would actually be on the 27th. I don't know if we've established a timeline for this yet, but we're going to bring the Spray Wash Academy Basics course up there. This is the 3 to 4 hour basics course. We're going to have a basic discussion of soft washing, a basic discussion of roof cleaning. This is not, the hardcore plant and property protection course or anything like this. This is a good primer type course. So if you're new in the business or considering getting in, this is a course that's just fantastic for you. And this is a class that we charge for all around the nation. And y'all are generously sponsoring it and making it available at no cost to attendees out there.
Yeah, we're looking at doing it from probably around a little bit after lunch, or having an early lunch on Friday and start finishing it off right before the social on Friday afternoon. So anybody that is out there that's thinking about or is in the area, I think that would definitely be a great opportunity for you to come out. Even if you're doing those types of processes now in your business, it would be a great refresher as well. So
absolutely. I mean, we just always gotten great, rave reviews on it, and it's a good class. It really is. Jay Hill said, I told a lady today, I'm not your typical power wash guy. Absolutely. Separate yourself. Jay is saying, get certified and sell yourself. What who gets paid more, the regular doctor or the heart guy? The heart guy, the specialist. Always separate yourself,
Yep.
I say this so much that it gets old, but we all sell the same bleach, and there's guys out there selling it for $30 an hour, and there's guys selling it for $300 an hour. Which one do you want? Which one do you want to sell it for? Because if I'm selling it for $300 an hour, you've literally got to wash 10 times as hard as I do at $30 an hour.
Yep.
10 times more things, 10 times the labor and the effort. So
Something to think about, hey?
it really is. Hey, holy crap! Did you turn Canadian on me all of a sudden? Oh my God!
That's what happens when you spend a little time up north.
And y'all have Spotted Cow beer up there, right?
Yep. Probably gonna have to make a run for that. So
I have to. I might get off my diet for a day or two to enjoy this.
maybe some old fashions.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
I jumped on the keto diet here after my doctor chastised me and said I'm a disgusting fat body and to lose weight. So I'm down almost 20 pounds. My last check-in, I was at 18 pounds down since beginning of February. So I'm happy about that.
Good for you.
And I'm going to, my goal is 30. So I'll be happy if I can meet. Well, no, my goal is 35. I'm sorry, I want to get down to 200.
Nice.
I haven't seen less than 200 in a long time.
Oh, high school for me. So, what are these guys? Free education. Yep. Spotted Cow, Jake. Always asking for you. Yep. You'll get some. Promise. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what else you got going, Ray? Is there anything else on about your let's see, your basics class that you'd like to let everybody know?
Dan Plata had a question. Do you start the relationship with high dusting, or do you start with a different service and add the high dusting?
Actually, I have started the relationship with high dusting because I have not been able to sometimes be able to get into the business any other way. And I believe at this time we're one of two in the area that do it. So I think it's definitely a good way to start your relationship with that business.
Right. Yeah.
Get your foot in the door.
Yes.
So.
Especially whenever it's something a lot of folks don't necessarily do. And I just realized there's questions over here in the academy because I'm only seeing the questions that come in into the Live app. So seeing what else is on there. No, I mean, especially with something that nobody else is doing to offer high dusting services. I mean, what a great way of getting in there. And especially if you're doing the custodial janitorial work on there. I mean, what an awesome segue to market those services as well, it seems like.
Yep. Brings your bottom dollar up too. So sure.
Well,
but
that's and hey, face it, that's what it's all about right there is the bottom dollar on there. What winds up being the gross and the net at the end of the year.
I mean, we've taken a $3,000 account and brought it up to a $27,000 account over the last couple of years. Yeah, so that helps a lot when you can start adding some services on to so you're not spending your time running all over the place. So
yeah, absolutely. That average ticket idea, the concept of raising those ticket prices by adding on additional services is massive, absolutely massive, because the downtime is one of the reasons I love these commercial projects that we do so much. People don't realize, how much time is lost, because I hear it all the time. Well, I made $300 an hour. When I washed this house. But it's like, yeah, but how many hours a day did you make the $300 an hour? Did you make that for 2 hours, for 3 hours? Did you, I mean, how many houses did you wash? Because there is travel time between houses. There was, you did move and you rolled up your hoses, and every time you're rolling up hoses and you're having employees drive that truck, or you're driving that truck somewhere, that's unprofitable. That's unprofitable time. You're not making money on there, and one of the things on our larger commercial stuff is like, okay, we're making $200 an hour, but we're doing that for 7 hours a day because we roll up in the we come up in the morning, we roll out the hoses, we start spraying, we spray the whole day on a larger project, and we're done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So,
it helps a lot when you can do that. So
yeah, you're actually making money on every hour of the day out there versus wasting 3 hours a day driving around, paying employees to sit in the cab of a truck.
all I can say is I'm so glad I brought on power washing as a window cleaner, because it just so, not the other way around. So.
Absolutely. You're not a power washer that window cleans, but you're a window cleaner that power washes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, and that ought to tell you, right? That really ought to tell everybody about. It says everything you need to know about our business right there, in the profit margins in the business, is looking at how many people want to get into that, and how many window cleaners want to do it, and how many other lawn care guys want to get into it, because they realize how it just, it can be a very profitable aspect, of the business, of an add-on service, to your existing business. Mm-hmm. Now, the problem is, a lot of times people want to specialize. They don't want to specialize. They don't want to specialize. They just want to go and start competing on price. And whenever you start competing on price, well, everybody winds up kind of losing at that point,
Yeah, they do. Absolutely.
If you then have a race to the bottom, and you become almost like the carpet cleaners. Carpet cleaners, I think, are an absolutely great example of that. Who has gotten their carpets cleaned anytime recently without a coupon? Because the carpet cleaning industry is coupon driven. One of the things we love about our customers is our customers are I hate it whenever I wash the house once and then I'm done. I want that customer for the rest of my life. I want to wash that house 6, 7, 8 times. I want to wash that roof, 2 or 3 times over its lifespan. Mm-hmm. Not just once, Mm-hmm. And the problem with coupon shoppers is coupon shoppers are loyal to you until they find a cheaper coupon.
Yep, absolutely.
Ooh, $99 pressure washing? Great. Oh, wait, here's one for $98 pressure washing. Ooh, this guy has $97 pressure washing. And they leave you.
Absolutely.
Oh, Jacob's running his mouth about window lickers rule water hose sprayers aren't real cleaners.
Well, I might agree with that. Maybe. No, I just
has a problem.
Yeah, he's licking too many windows.
He really does. I think, I think there's something about staring at a window in the hot sun all day with that glare coming off you that rots your brain.
Is that what happens in Florida?
That's what happens, I think, with Jacob. So
Fair enough.
Oh, it looks like Carlos Gonzalez has joined our soiree here. So good evening, Carlos.
Hi, Carlos.
Hope you're doing well, sir. The Jacobs, I always laugh at I love me some window cleaners, and you always get kind of scared when you start talking about it. But one of my frequent conversations I have with Jacob, and I've seen like, you know, the window cleaners just like cuss each other out over their equipment that they're using, like people that you thought would be, you know, really good friends, and it's like, you know, they have the same political beliefs, they have the same religious beliefs, they have the same pricing structure, and they're just really tight, good friends, and then all of them sudden one of them goes, well, I like Sorbo.
Oh, it's over.
Well, no, you're like, oh, no, I'm a Mormon guy. No, oh, your mother's a tramp. They're like literally cussing each other out, you know, over the tools they're using, you know. Oh, you're not a real window cleaner if you use a black diamond rubber, and I'm just like, okay. To me, it's a thing. I don't really understand the difference. That sounds horrible.
Yep, you got to use the right rubber.
Yeah. I mean, I never realized there was a different hardness in the rubbers. I mean, I mean, I hate to even say that. But, you know, okay, well, you got this rubber that's this flexibility, and that rubber that's that flexibility, and I'm just like, I don't even. And I mean, really, because I'm not smart enough to really do that.
Sorry,
to understand.
What you're saying.
I have a window cleaner who works for me, and he's amazing. And he can do that little flip spinny thing with the mop, and he can like ninja it out with, you know, like wow, you know.
That's good stuff.
I can't even. I'm like Mr. Straight Pole. That's all I can do.
A lot of us started that way, Ray.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I started that way, and then all of a
You're
sudden,
gonna finish that way.
What's that?
And you're
I
gonna
started
finish
that way, and then I realized that suddenly that you hire to your strengths,
Yeah.
and that is not one of my strengths. And now I have hired an awesome window cleaner, and if he should leave me, I will hire another awesome window cleaner. And I can pay them more than a lot of window cleaners are actually making on their own independently, and it's not my strength. It's something I really don't enjoy. We do spray wash probably honestly cleans more volume of windows than a lot of window cleaning companies out there. But yet and still we don't consider ourselves, you know, window cleaners necessarily. And Jacob's got his panties all in a bunch now because we're sitting here talking about window cleaning. So,
Of course.
he's one of those guys that's actually probably forgotten more. Sorry. Yes,
It's okay.
these are glass. I am old. Yep. Yeah. There's another awesome window cleaner out here, old James Mazzell. That man can lick some windows too. So.
Good group.
Carlos is asking about the rubber on the squeegees. Yeah, apparently on the squeegees, Carlos, it's really important that you have the right. What is it, Nick? Explain it to me.
Which part? The rubber?
The rubber. What? Yeah. What's the flexibility or the of the rubber?
It really is preference. I mean, there's guys out there that love Ed just because of how it, you know, hugs the frame. I prefer a Sorbo. There's other guys that like the Mormon. I don't know. It's really all preference.
But I'm actually talking about the squeegee rubber itself, like the whole
How stiff it is or not or hard. There's medium, soft. There's hard. Yep. Yep. And it gets really weird. So.
I guess, you know, for somebody like me, I'm just like, what? You know, to me, it's black and it fits in the channel, and you go, you know, I don't get it. So I do not get it. But I don't have to get it. I have to hire people that get it.
Yep.
So,
And that's all that matters. If somebody is there to help you out, that's great. So
exactly. So I know we've had a whole bunch of people. I know we've had a whole bunch of people join us since we've been going on. So let's recap our big stuff on here. So what we're talking about tonight for all the newcomers is Power Wash Store of what side of Iowa?
East Iowa.
Yep. Power Wash Store of East Iowa and Agent Clean Solutions. Their spring jamboree, spring open house, Walcott, Iowa. Coming up here very soon. That is going to be March 27th and 28th. 28th, a day of just free classes, lots of different things going on. On Friday, we've got just announced today, there's nothing out here in the literature, but Spray Wash Academy is doing a free basics class that Power Wash Store and Agent Clean has sponsored for y'all to come. That's 3 to 4 hours of instructions, basic instruction on soft wash and roof cleaning. So anybody that's new or just wants a good refresher on there, come in. We don't discuss power washing. We don't discuss power washing equipment. We discuss solely soft washing. We tackle the controversy. Can you soft wash with a pressure washer? That's a cliffhanger because I'm not going to say you can or you can't right now.
Yep.
We discuss the different substrates that are good for soft washing, because absolutely, can you soft wash everything? No, you can't. But it's always amazing what you can soft wash. People, when I show some of the pictures of things that we've technically soft washed in that class, their eyes are just like, you soft wash that? I was like, yeah, power washer. A pressure washer was not cranked up on that entire job. That was either done with a 12 volt or a booster pump.
And you can do it.
Absolutely, you can do it. James is asking, will it still be cold up there?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
That's always a crapshoot, isn't it?
Yep. That's what March is like.
Yep. March in Iowa. We may be hot. We may be dressed up in tundra parkas. And another thing, too, though, the really cool part is the Friday night before the show, after the basics class, before the show kicks off, the kickoff is the social, where we will have a low country boil again like we did last year.
Amazing.
Absolutely. That was some good stuff. That was stuff.
Great fun, too. Had a lot of fun there.
Tyler is asking if I run air. I do not run air, Tyler. I do not. I'm a booster guy. I like air. Air's great. If I'd have started with air, I probably would still be doing air. I'm really not. I'm like the least equipment-y guy in the world, because if it breaks, I buy a new one. I don't care. I mean, I don't. I'm not a big, I know there's guys out there that want to really into repairing their equipment, and into repairing unloaders and into to fixing hoses. And I get it being, but you could, there's a point where you can be penny wise and pound foolish.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Always have a backup spare if you have an unloader. I mean, it takes you 5-10 minutes to swap an unloader out. Why would you sit there and worry about repairing one necessarily? Any kind of pump you have, a pressure pump, a booster pump, your air compressor. These things are, nobody should ever buy a piece of equipment one time and expect it to work and last for the rest of their life. That's insanity, And I go back to a doctor the X-ray machine became old and outdated, or it stopped working, or just it gave them problems over and over again, you think they keep fixing it? No, they put that some bitch out by the curb and go buy a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it the same way about this is part of working in your business or working on your business. I want to work on my business, not in my business.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, it's important to keep a backup. I was talking to another contractor about that tonight. So earlier, whether you want to be down for 2 days or be up in 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm just, if you set your sights on the bigger prize on it, that there's not a piece of equipment once you get your cash reserves up, and I'm not saying go waste money on equipment, but there's not a single piece of equipment other than our vehicles themselves. But there's not a single piece of equipment bolted to our trucks or trailers that whenever it craps out on us, that we shouldn't be able to go out and cash and carry a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And then take one that crapped out on us and turn it into the backup. I mean, seriously, if you've been doing this a couple of years and you don't have the cash reserves to be able to buy new equipment, you're doing something wrong.
Right.
And I'm not trying to go, ooh, baby, we make another money. No, I mean, I'm just saying, if you don't have some cash reserves for things like that, you are not busy enough, or you're not doing it right. I mean, frankly, you're really not.
Yep.
I don't mean to step on anybody's toes and make anybody angry by saying that, but that's part of it. I mean, and again, your pressure washer goes down and you're going to spend all this time, repairing the pump and finding somebody to repack it if you don't feel like doing it. I mean, how insane is that? It's how you make your living, and you're going to be down for a piece of broken equipment?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Just think about the insanity of that. Billy Anderson said he's going to Midland PWS next week. Which one is Midland PWS next week?
Is that Charlotte?
Is that Charlotte? Is that the Aaron's show? I don't know. I'm not going to Aaron's. I hate it. I wasn't able to go last year, and I'm not able to go this year. I absolutely hate it. I feel like I'm not supporting Aaron, but it just hasn't worked out for me to go there. So, Carlos is saying, what's this peroxide stuff I'm reading about? What do you think about the peroxide?
Are you talking to me, Ray? Sorry.
Yeah, Carlos just asked the question. What's the peroxide stuff that I'm
not sure if I know what he is in reference to.
Well, there's somebody out here who's been really advertising peroxide a lot, and you mix peroxide with a booster. I understand it's pretty darn expensive, about $10, a gallon out there.
Are you talking about the
hydrogen peroxide cleaner for roofs?
Oh, I actually have not been following that, so
right. That
should tell you something right there.
Well. I mean, by all means, if somebody wants some non-chlorine, cleaner, I have not used it. I can't really speak of it of how effective it is. I also like low-hanging fruit, even though I really like challenging projects. I've used some quaternary cleaner on roofs before. You're going to have to put a little bit of pressure on it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the peroxide has knockdown potential, but not as aggressive of a knockdown as SH does. But, options are good. And sometimes you may have to use a cleaner where bleach is not an acceptable alternative. So I don't necessarily see the whole world going out and adopting this thing that costs, 5 to 10 times as much as that. But options are great. Options are good. Options can change the industry. But as far as me actually using it, I have not. I've actually considered ordering some just to say that, yeah, I've used it, and yeah, I like it, or no, I don't like it. But I can't sit there and say, oh, it's great stuff because I haven't used it, and I can't say, hey, it's horrible stuff because I haven't used it.
I think it was just recent that I had heard about that, and that's about all I've gotten in this for knowledge, is that it was introduced about a few days before the showcase in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, the guy that introduced it, I can't think of his name. He was getting really aggressive with his marketing and just going out there and saying, hey, how much just SH sucked, and you're a horrible person, basically, if you use SH. And he was kind of going along it the wrong way, because he was basically looking at his market and saying, you're a moron if you use SH. That's how a lot of people were taking it. And I think some people kind of pulled him to the side and said, you need to change up your marketing strategy a little bit, because you're just insulting your whole core audience out there. And so he changed up the way that he's presenting it to people, which I think is probably helping him a great deal.
Right, exactly. So, yes, Midland is Aaron, Tyler said. So,
and I'm looking at another one that Brandon Osborne said they'll send you a free sample. Carlos said he had looked at peroxide years ago, but it wasn't cost effective. But there's certainly area. I mean, I've dealt with a fume issue before at some of our medical facilities, and it's not fun. I mean, it's sometimes you may need something that's not going to smell and stink and cause a bleach smell to get introduced into an air handler, and they shut down an emergency room, or God forbid they shut down a surgery suite. That's bad things, All right, well, let's recap. What's that?
I didn't know if there was any more questions over there, because I can only see one side.
I don't see anymore. I'm looking at two of the forums, so if anybody's out here and I haven't answered your question, it's because I'm not seeing it on ours. But whenever I go back and read more comments, I will answer them as I can. So March 27th
and 28th.
27, 28. March 27, we're going to have the basics class, 3 to 4 hours on soft washing basics, a good primer course if you're thinking about getting into the industry or in a short time, or heck, just want to hear me talk for a while, because you know what, I am original and I am funny. So the only problem is the parts that are funny ain't that damn original, and the parts that are original ain't that damn funny. And nobody's laughing. Anyway, so that's going to be on the Friday. Then we'll have an awesome low country boil. And then Saturday, we kick off with a day full of classes and education. I've got you and Jacob teaching window cleaning, Andrew Snyder and Nathan talking about mixology, Paul Cassander talking about equipment. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing somebody.
Yourself.
Oh, me talking about knowing your numbers.
Yep.
How to get out there and actually figure out how many flyers I need to sling, or how many ads I need to run, or how many face-to-face, meetings I need to have to make my goal numbers. It's really about breaking it down and seeing what needs to be done. And you also, whenever you take this class, whenever you see this class that I do, you understand the importance of referrals, of working your referral base out there, because you want these bird dogs sending you business. You want people going, use Spray Wash. Oh my gosh, best company in the world. Use these guys, because now you've got people selling for you and you don't have to sell.
Right. Referrals are the best advertising.
Your referrals are incredible. They're really already closed for you. You know, they're yours to use, yours to lose.
Yep.
Oh, Carlos asked, is the coronavirus, is it affecting anyone? Any concerns?
It's not affecting us.
No? Y'all don't source a lot from China, do you?
Nope. Not yet.
You know,
I
know I have.
In a couple of months, there's a good possibility, but.
Right. I know I haven't. I saw there was a case in Rhode Island tonight, which, I mean, your figure.
0 per customer acquisition. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean is right. 0 customer acquisition, or CAC, customer acquisition cost. CAC. It's one of those fancy terms. You know, people, it's funny, Sean mentioned that. And I told somebody the other day, somebody called me, and you know, I'm not a coach by any means, but I do a lot of coaching. You know, people that call me and somebody said, well, would you, you know, I've got somebody that wants to refer me this in a different city, but they want like a kickback. And I just don't think that's right. I just don't think that's right, you know, to pay somebody money for they're not doing anything other than just give me this guy's name. I just don't think that's, you know, right. Why should they make any money for referring somebody to me? And I'm like,
wow.
First off, at the job, what did you price it out at? And you know, let's say, I'm going to go hypothetically, $1,000. Okay, would you do that as what this person asking for? 10%. Would you do this job for $900? He's like, oh my God, are you kidding? I would do this thing for like $700. And I'm like, what in the hell is the matter with you? Because you have spent $0 on obtaining that customer. It was a referral to you. You literally, all you had to do was ATDP, answer the damn phone. And they're giving the job to you at a higher rate than you would typically do it for. Yet you've got your panties in a wad about paying somebody a 10% referral fee.
Right.
Does that really make sense at that point to think about that?
It doesn't.
I mean, it's just like, yeah, how about a 15% referral fee? Thank you very much. Keep them coming. Choo, choo. I mean, I'll stroke that check out every day. You know?
Yep.
I think that's something that we don't do enough of in this industry. I mean, something that I have to announce over at Spray Wash Pro, big horse thing that we did the other day, the 300 horse stalls and the 3 huge horse tents. This guy has $1 million worth of tents and equipment, and they show up and set up for these events. And he was so impressed with the way that we handled ourselves on that job and the speed at which we worked. He said, wow, I am amazed. And I said, well, would you like other cleaners like me? He said, oh my God. He's like, yeah, because I go all over the nation. I do like 20 events a year. And I said, I'm going to send you, you know, my Spray Wash Pro member list on this. And I mean, that was a several $1,000 job for a couple of days worth of work. And, you know, he was amazed that people could work with that kind of speed and efficiency, because whenever his crew did it, and his crew had a great big old North Star trailer, you know, with the 500-gallon tank on it and the dual gun rig. And they're like, you know, this usually takes us 5 days to wash all this.
Oh, wow.
And we got it done in 2.
Now he's got a whole arsenal in his back pocket.
Yeah. Now he's just like, wow, so you can hook me up with people like this? I'm like, absolutely I can. But I think in our business, we you know, a lot of other businesses, attorneys, real estate agents, so many professional professions, they're real big on referring people out. I know I do it all the time. on the Spray Wash Pro because we get calls in and said, hey, I need somebody. And now that we've got a membership directory, people can list themselves out there. It's just so important to do.
Yep. And it's a great way to network with you guys too. So
absolutely.
There, so.
Absolutely. I mean, we do it for no referral fee whatsoever. If you want to do it for a referral fee or you don't, I mean, that's really your choice. But why wouldn't you sit there and ingratiate yourself? You know, because the world is becoming so small and so interconnected. Sorry, my fingernails are awful. I'm still wearing the same thing that I worked in today. So, you know, gosh, you know, when you take care of a property manager, you might be in, say, Tallahassee, Florida, but your property manager's company has concerns in Dallas, Texas, and in Nashville. It's not unheard of. So, you know, you hook them up with professionals that you know are going to do well and do the right thing. You're ingratiating yourself to them. Billy Anderson saying, plus referrals, you keep that customer forever. You absolutely do. Absolutely do. Well, Nick, I guess you actually need to get to work because you're sitting there at your job site, don't you? Aren't you?
Well, Lori and Kale are looking at me, and they've done almost all the work. So.
Well, Lori and Kale need to get to work and work a little faster. They should have everything out there by the car, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Hi,
Lori, how are you doing?
Good.
That is Nick's awesome son, Kale, even though he's named after a vegetable. And
I don't even know him.
Yeah, you do.
you know me, Kale. We've hung out before.
Yeah.
And his beautiful wife, Lori, and congratulations, by the way, to you two. And
Thank you.
Your first house together. So
Yep.
that's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're looking
Tyler,
forward to it. So.
That a painter has been his biggest referral, and absolutely, I mean,
Yep.
work with other professionals, so important.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to be able to and great to network with not just people inside your industry but outside your industry too, because like I know I have a couple of referral sources that I get referrals every day from, and I appreciate that. And it's nice to have that because I don't ever have to worry about the person that's coming to me. So,
you know, the only time I'm ever going to pick up a paintbrush is to put graffiti remover on a wall.
yep.
You know, hook up with some painters. Have them send you houses. You send them paint jobs. You know, we actually just traded out a whole paint job at our house on a referral basis with our painter. I think, you know, and so I owe them 10 or 12 paint, you know, house washes out there, and they painted our whole house. It's a great barter system. Or just, you know, not take cash from it. Have them send you jobs and you send them jobs, and they keep their money and you keep your money.
Mm-hmm. Tyler, do you prep for them too? Oh, he does all the staining for you. Okay, that's nice.
Bobby Fig said something. Oh, holy hell! Look at these guys. That's right. That's two good-looking men sitting here on the computer screen right there, Bobby. Especially whenever Nick and Kale were there, not me so much.
I'm right here.
Nick has the hair that we're all envious of. You know, he's got the Richard Gere hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm told. I don't know. I'm trying to be humble about it. So.
Yeah. Just wear a hat for the sun protection, you know.
Uh-huh.
I was laughing. Somebody had tagged me in a photo at an event, and they're like, I'm standing behind, I'm in the, you know, and it's just a funny little post, I'm in the presence of greatness, I'm standing behind Raymond Burke. And so, and they were literally had taken a picture like the back side of me. And so I'm looking at this thing on Facebook, and I'm like, okay, there's a bald guy in front of him. Where the hell am I? I'm like, oh my God, that's me. I'm the bald guy in front of him. I had no idea.
It happens fast, Ray. It happens fast.
Oh, it happens very fast. Well, it's been happening for quite a while, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a lucky one, so that's all I get to say.
Hey, good genes, good genes.
But
well, sir, I will let you get back to work. I appreciate your time this evening, so we can talk about this. I look forward to seeing you guys in Walcott, Iowa.
well, the appreciation's all mine. We definitely appreciate you taking the time to come out, both last year and this year. We look forward to seeing you. And
Iowa, where the men are men and the women are too.
that's a true statement in some places.
Iowa, where the men are men and the sheep are nervous. At least the ones around Jacob's home.
Yeah. Well, sir, we look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, buddy. I will see y'all in just a couple of weeks here.
Yep.
I have one more thing to say.
Oh.
Sure.
Roy called me weird.
Lori called you weird.
Yes.
Oh, man. Well,
He's just bombing us right now. So
he is. Photobomb.
There's a bomb in his pants right now.
oh wow. All right.
All right. We got to go.
All right. Sounds good.
I'll see you. Bye.
Thanks, right. Bye.
I'm with